So good morning everyone once again. Karibuni sana to this very special occasion of the media launch of the 30th IEK convention. I would like us to begin the program without any special further ado. I want to confirm that Engineer Paul Ochola is on standby, very good, because he will be doing the opening prayer on this special occasion. Engineer Paul Ochola.
Good morning. Yeah, so we shall just hold on for a second as we say a word of prayer. Let's pray. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, Lord, we thank you for this day that you've given unto us. Lord, you had ordained that such a morning was going to occur at a place and at a time like this. We thank you, Master, for the Institution of Engineers of Kenya and the entire engineering fraternity. Lord, King Everlasting, even as we meet this particular morning for the media launch, Lord, we ask that your Spirit is going to be with us. That, Lord, the occasion and the function is going to be directed by your divine order and your divine purpose. And even the objective for which this particular launch, Lord, is going to be met, and it's going to be exceedingly met. We thank you, Master, for our chief guest. Lord, we thank you, Master, for our leaders, led by the IEK President, together with his convention co-chair, Engineer Erastus Mongela, together with all the parties and the individuals that are represented here. We thank you, Father, Lord, even for the media fraternity who have joined us this morning, that, Lord, King Everlasting, even as they undertake their noble duty, Father, we are going to find favor with them, and Lord Jesus Christ, even as they continue to be with us this morning, they are going to give us the coverage that is necessary, the coverage that is relevant, the coverage that resonates well, even with the 30th IEK convention. Father, I pray, Lord, King Everlasting, that, Master, even once this occasion is done, that as they get back to their studios, Father, King of Glory, the chief editors, the approvers, and all the concerned parties are going to give this particular event the coverage that it deserves. For the meal that is before us this morning, Father, we receive it with thanksgiving. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much, Engineer Paul Ochola. Engineer Paul Ochola is our council member. He's in charge of He's the chair of the Committee of Regulations and Legislation. And I think that's a wonderful prayer. We thank you so much, Engineer. Moving on to the program, our chief guest, PS, Ministry of Roads and Transport, State Department of Roads. We thank you so much for joining us this morning. We don't take it for granted that you've given us time this morning from your busy schedule. And we really, really appreciate you so much. Karibu sana. To our President, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate. Our regulator, led by the Chairman, Engineer Erastus Mongela, with the CEO and Registrar, Engineer Margaret Ogai. We are so honored to have you with us, joining us. To the board members of EPK who are here present, we also really, really appreciate your presence, and we trust that you will continue to work this journey together. To our partners, ASEC, we are also very happy to have you on board, and all the CEOs represented here. President, a good friend, President IEK, Engineer Architect Florence Nyole. So glad to see you, so happy to see you. Karibu sana. And any other president here in the room? And I need to acknowledge you. Okay. and all the CEOs here in the room. I'm not able to identify them from where I am, but thank you so much for joining us. This is indeed a very special occasion for the fraternity of engineering, and especially for us as the Institution of Engineers of Kenya. All the fraternity in the road sector, in the transport sector, energy sector, construction sector, water sector, and many other sectors. Our partners who have worked with us in the, throughout this journey, we are so grateful to have you on board, and especially our media partners who are here in the room. We do really appreciate you so much for taking time to join us and covering this particular event. Of course, the purpose for this event is basically to sensitize the public about the upcoming 30th IEK convention coming up next month, and that is really why we are gathered here today. I would like to make a small announcement to our brand ambassadors and all those who are in the room. Please continue tweeting this event, hashtag engineering a new world, hashtag 30th IEK convention, and I can tell you the 3 most tweeting accounts will be handsomely rewarded after this event. Okay? So please get busy on your phone and get going, start tweeting, hashtag engineering a new world, hashtag 30th IEK convention. Okay, so let's get started. And now, without any further ado, I want us to introduce, to move on to the program and discuss and just have a brief on how the convention has been organized. And for that, I want to invite Engineer Shama Kiteme, who is the Honorary Secretary of IEK. Karibu sana, Engineer Kiteme.
Thank you very much, Engineer Grace Kagondu, our first Vice President. Our chief guests, PS for Roads and Transport, are ably represented by Engineer PS Engineer Mbugwa, IBK Chair, Engineer Rastus Mwongera, IEK President, Engineer Eric Kohaga, IBK Registrar and CEO, Engineer Margaret Ogai, Chairman ASEC, Association of Consulting Engineers of Kenya, Engineer Patrick Wambulwa. I've seen a couple of representatives from parastatals and senior engineers, council members, seen President Nyole from IEK. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you very much. Like already pointed out, today we are launching the 30th IEK convention, and I want to remind us that today is precisely a week before we troop down to Pride in Paradise, and so it is appropriate to be doing this today, and so thank you very much for joining us today. Now, as we look to next week, I actually took time to look back 30 years ago, and in 1993 IEK was still holding conventions, and I checked the theme then, and their theme was engineering for peace, prosperity, 30 years ago. And so you can imagine the environment they were in then. But today, as already mentioned, our theme is engineering a new world. And we look forward to have a great time in Pride in Paradise and a lot of conversations around a number of issues. I'm just here to remind us a couple of things about the logistics of the event, and especially the delegates. It is important that if you have not yet registered, that you register as a delegate. It is important that if you are parastatal and you are sending delegates to the convention, please facilitate their registration, and we are keen on making sure that you make the payment that is necessary to make their stay comfortable, because really for you to be there, you have to eat and you have to do other things, and so paying is very important. Now, there are a couple of things that we are involved in during the convention. You will have a session of panel discussions, keynote speeches. You will have a session on paper presentations, but I'm here to confirm to you that all the logistics that need to make this successful have been done. For the first time, we also have tourism sites and activities, and we also have industrial visits. It is very important that you register yourself as a delegate. It's very important that you get the tag that can give you a pass to participate in all this. And so I want to assure everyone, and especially those who are following us online, that the council has prepared a great convention. I want to invite each and every one of us, if you are yet to be excited about this convention, that you're going to be excited and participate. This is a convention that every stakeholder in infrastructure industry must find a place and participate. And so it's my pleasure to invite each and everyone to this great convention starting 14th to 17th next week in Shanzu. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Sharma. I'm reminded I did not introduce myself. So my name is Engineer Grace Muthoni Kagondu. I'm honored to be serving as the first Vice President of this great institution, the Institution of Engineers of Kenya. And I'll be your MC for this media launch. Now, moving on swiftly, I would like to invite Engineer Patrick Wambulwa, who is the Chairman of the Association of Consulting Engineers of Kenya. Engineer Patrick Wambulwa is a consulting engineer and is also a fellow of the member of the Institution of Engineers of Kenya. Karibu sana, engineer.
Thank you, Engineer Grace. Good morning.
Good morning.
Our chief guest this morning, Engineer Joseph Mbugwa, the PS Roads, Chairman EPK, Engineer Erastus Mwongera, who is also the chairman of the IEK 30th International Convention, the IEK President, Engineer Eriko Haga, IEK Council, Engineer Grace and other council members, EBK board members, EBK Registrar Engineer Margaret Ogai, KPLC MD, represented by Engineer Odor. We are honored to have the FIDIC Vice President, Engineer James Mwangi, our former chair for the ASEC Council, Engineer Matu, ASEC Council members. I have seen some CEOs coming in, like engineer from NCA. Distinguished engineers, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
It gives ASEC a great pleasure to be part of this IEK 30th Convention. ASEC is part and parcel of IEK because first you have to be IEK before you come to ASEC. So in a way, we are a subset of IEK. But as you know, even if you are one clan, you have from different households. It does not diminish your clan being the same clan. I would also like to recognize the AAK president, Engineer Architect Nyole. Sorry to call engineer, but in other countries, architects are engineers. I would also like to thank EBK and IEK for supporting ASEC during our second ASEC conference that was held last month in Eldoret. Our chief guest sent an able representative in that conference, and ASEC appreciates that. ASEC is older than IEK. ASEC was established in 1968 and IEK in 1972. But of course, through other means, IEK is older because they go to 1945. But ASEC was only holding a second conference this year, and IEK is holding the 30th one. So younger people can outgrow or can perform better than older people. But nevertheless, we are happy because of what IEK is doing. I thank you for that. I would like to also just talk a little about ASEC. I've already said we started in 1968. ASEC is part of FIDIC, International Federation of Consulting Engineers, and we are privileged that this year we have the vice president. The president is from Canada. There are two vice presidents. One is from Europe, and the African one comes from Kenya, who is in the room, Engineer James Mwangi. Of course, we also know that through Engineer Matalanga, in the World Federation of Consulting Engineers, he is, what post is he holding? He is a board member. So the African engineers are pushing on the international scene so that we are part of the world. FIDIC is also a member of FIDIC Africa, which is the Consulting Engineers Associations on the African continent. We are a member of KEPSA, so that we are participating in the business discussions at the national level with the government and the East African community and the other regional blocs, COMESA, and also the African Free Continental Trade Area up to the World Trade Organization. So this we do through KEPSA. And we engage in the build environment through the Joint Building and Construction Council, and there we engage with the Architectural Association, the QSS, and all people who are participating in the build environment. So ASEC is active in participating in developing the infrastructure industry so that for a better society. When the theme of this conference that is coming next week is talking about engineering a new world. And I would just like to say a statement about what is a new world. Will it look very different from the one we are having? In a way, yes, because you would like to be peaceful. In that, we will need to be led by knowledge. So what is called knowledge economy, it will call for a lot of innovation and research so that we have a good use of our resources and we build a resilient economy and a more peaceful and equitable world. Engineer Kitema mentioned that the first conference touched on peace, and therefore we are challenged in the current world. You have the Russia-Ukraine war, Gaza, Israel, and other conflicts, and at the bottom of this, they relate to people fearing for their future, and therefore I have to hit my neighbor, maybe to contain. These problems can be solved when engineers release their minds to create a more equitable world by using technology and engineering. So we look forward, as ASEC, we look forward to the coming conference. I can see Engineer Grace coming, but that was the full stop in my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. One thing, Engineer Patrick Wambula, you always leave us smiling, so you're forgiven. So moving on swiftly, I just want to once again appreciate ASEC for being our partners in the convention and working with us all those years in the engineering sector. I want to call upon our very able partners represented here by Engineers Board of Kenya. I would like to invite Engineer Margaret Ogai, who is the CEO and also the registrar at the Engineers Board of Kenya. Please let us welcome her with a round of applause. Engineer Yes.
Thank you so much, Engineer Grace Kagondo, our first VP of IEK, to our chief guests, the CS for Roads and Transport, ably represented by the PS, Engineer Mbugua. Thank you very much for joining us today. To the President of IEK and the Chairman of EBK, allow me to stop there because I can see these minutes are very few, and I am also very conscious that I think we have started just slightly late. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I have also asked that you clear me on all protocols, and I want to give 1 minute to Architect Anyole. So allow me, after I finish, I'll give very few remarks. Mine is to congratulate the IEK on this 30th convention which you are organizing. EBK is a critical partner, strong partnership with the IEK. I think we've done publications. We have the Jerry magazine. Oh no, it's a journal. And we have the Engineering in Kenya magazine. And we have also done mentorship. We appreciate that the numbers that are coming through EBK for registration are getting mentored by IEK. We have also the infrastructure report card, which we are working together to present to the world. And of course now the conferences. This is a very critical event for both IEK and EBK, and indeed the whole of engineering and construction industry. So we are looking forward to a great successful conference. And we can assure you we shall continue to complement what IEK does because our regulatory function is not complete until we have IEK, a strong IEK. So with those few remarks, let me invite Architect Nole to make one comment, and then we shall proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Guy. Allow me to ride on your protocols in regards to time, and thank you very much, IEK, ASEC, and everyone else for having us here. Florence Nyole is my name, President of AEK, but in AEK we also have the engineers chapter. I think the secretary is here. We're represented. We started in 1967. I can assure you engineers are there. Mine is just to congratulate IEK. We will be there. We will be present. We want to work together. You can only engineer a new world when architects are present, and engineers and everybody else in the built environment. So thank you, and we look forward to engaging together during your convention and working together to engineer a new world. Asante.
Thank you so much, my president from the other side, because I'm also a member of AEK, so I have two presidents in my room. I am very honored today. Okay, so moving on, I would like to, the program says we have got appreciation of our sponsors, represented by Engineer Rosemary Oduor, Managing Director, representing the Managing Director of Kenya Power. Is she in the room? Okay, fantastic. Engineer Rosemary, karibu sana for your remarks.
Thank you, Engineer. Our chief guest this morning, Engineer Joseph Mbugua, PS, State Department of Roads, Ministry of Roads and Transport, the Chair of EBK, Engineer Erastus Mongera, the President IEK, Engineer Eric Ohaga, together with council members present, and taking the cue from the previous speakers, all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Yes, I stand here on behalf of the MD and CEO of Kenya Power, Engineer Dr. Joseph Siror, who sends you his regards. Do you receive them? Yes. Thank you. My name is Engineer Rosemary Oduor. I work at Kenya Power and Lighting Company, and I was more than delighted when I was asked to represent the MD at this function. IEK runs in my DNA. This morning, as I was driving here, there was a talk on radio about a man doubting his child and demanding a DNA test. And I just thought that if IEK one day doubts its children and demands DNA tests, mine will be found compliant. I am indeed delighted to be here today as we gear for the 30th IEK International Convention, and I wish to thank IEK on convening this very, very important event that will come up next week. Engineers play a crucial role in the social, economic development of our nation because they plan, they design, and they oversee construction and maintenance of buildings, structures, infrastructure, such as roads, railways, and even the energy infrastructure. And the contribution of engineers towards the betterment of humanity has seen the industry grow tremendously. I'm told IEK now boasts of more than 11,000 members, which is no mean feat. In light with what the previous speakers have spoken of their ages, Kenya Power is now 102 years old, having begun operations in 1922. We have a big complement of engineers, and that is why our connection to IEK is one that is irreversible. It runs in the DNA. Today we have more than 700 engineers who derive a lot of support from IEK in the day-to-day operations and in their growth as engineers. We are across the country, and therefore we touch lives across the country, and our connection with IEK is very, very critical. When we have challenge, IEK has come up very well to support us. When we need support in terms of our career growth, in terms of strengthening us, to be able to present papers in the engineering field, to be able to collaborate with other engineers, IEK has always been there for us, and we really do thank you, Mr. President, and your team. We are here because we value this relationship. We are not just giving lip service, our chief guest. We have come up as one of the partners that will be partnering with IEK in this convention. And so together with the other partners, we want to say thank you, IEK, for putting together this very, very critical convention. We look forward to learnings, cross-learnings. We look forward to supporting one another. We look forward to growing the engineering fraternity in Kenya so that we can indeed impact the Kenyan society and beyond. May I mention that Kenya Power, out of the strength that it has in engineering, has led a connectivity rate that is the highest in the world today. Many countries are coming to Kenya to benchmark on how we have connected our folk in the urban centers, in the rural areas, and how this has spurred economic growth and the growth of engineering in the nation. And therefore, we do not take lightly our positioning in IEK as partners, that we may grow the engineering fraternity better and better as the world changes. Now, even the rural lady requires to have a mobile phone to be able to transact. The farmers are now working on apps which require energy for them to be able to do what they need to do. And therefore, indeed, the theme for this year stands very well in our desire and aspiration as co-sponsors. And we are indeed very glad to be here this morning to experience this very, very great occasion as we inaugurate the IEK convention that is coming ahead. I have with me one of my colleagues, Dr. Engineer Peter Kimemia, who also is a very strong DNA member of IEK. And allow me, Chief Guest, we have a small token that we would wish to give to IEK right now as I conclude my speech. May I ask the chair and the co-chair please to come as we give you this very small token from Kenya Power.
Engineer Rastus Mongela, the chair of IEK Convention Steering Committee, our president, please be upstanding as we receive this amazing contribution from Kenya Power. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Indeed, we are delighted to be co-sponsors of this convention. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think our chief guest, PS Engineer Joseph Mugwa, there's no more evidence that Kenya Power is a strong supporter of IEK than seeing it right here. So thank you so much, Engineer Rosemary Odwar. We don't take it for granted, this partnership, I know it's going to be with us. They're going to be with us the rest of the for life. Yes, because it's in our DNA, and we are joined in the DNA. Yes, so we really appreciate. Please pass our appreciation to the MD. We are extremely grateful, and actually we can feel his presence in the room, and we are really very appreciative. Okay. Moving on to another very strong partner of IEK. I don't know which words I can use to describe the partnership we have with the National Construction Authority, but it has also been running for many years. And when you say IEK and we look around for our brothers and sisters, another DNA member, I can assure you, NCA is always around the corner. So actually this morning I didn't see him at the beginning, but when I turned around, indeed, he was just behind me. So it is my very big privilege to welcome the Managing Director of National Construction Authority, Engineer Morris Okech, to give us a few remarks. Karibu sana, Engineer.
To our chief guest, PS Roads, Engineer Mbugwa, and of course, you know what I'm going to say next. Riding on the other protocols already established for the sake of time. My name is Engineer Morris Okech. Let me first of all take this opportunity to appreciate IEK. Institution of Engineers of Kenya is indeed a very strong partner. As you are aware, National Construction Authority has the mandate to oversee the construction industry and coordinate its development. And one thing I want to tell you is that without engineering, there is no construction. I know, of course, the president of IEK is here, but of course I also want to assure her that once they put it on paper, it has to be put in space by the engineers. So we are still connected, so should not be afraid of that. Secondly, I want to say that in our requirements for registration of contractors, as you are aware, one of the, for you to register a contractor, especially in certain classes, you must be an engineer. Especially if you are doing roads, dams, water that is, even buildings. So to be an engineer already puts you in space to become a contractor, of course subject to qualification requirements. So we work very closely. And I also want to assure you, just like our colleague from Kenya Power said, even within our establishment, there are certain posts that for you to have, you must be an engineer. For instance, we have a number of compliance officers across the country. We call them officers, but they're engineers, of course. Because you know some of them are also architects, some of them are also QSs, those who have interacted with the construction space. So in our establishment, I boast of over 60 engineers. Of course, some of them are graduates. But of course, the purpose of this IEK, which we really appreciate, is that how can we convert some of those graduate engineers to transit from graduate to professional? And that will be my actually aim, even as we go for IEK conference. I have undertaken to sponsor all of them to attend so that they can also grow in the profession to become like some of us. Of course, the professional engineers is about 15 days dwindling, but I want to grow it in the next few years, that's 60 to be converted. And of course, every time we keep onboarding as well. We also have architect, Madam Manyole, so we should not be afraid. Lastly, I want to say that we've also worked very closely with now the regulator of engineers, that is IBK, and I'm happy that in this convention, IBK is always a partner of IEK, and we always work together. For your information, as the governance structure of NCA, one of the board members is a nominee of IEK. So to that extent, as Kenya Power has DNA of IEK, is in the DNA of IEK, as in the board, we have IEK. So the decisions are made, and IEK is involved. That's how close we are. So we cannot run away from that. To that extent, we are looking forward to the event next week in Mombasa. Let's see each other there, and let's keep learning. I am very, very happy that 30 years down the line, we have been doing this every year. It's not easy to plan an event for your information. So IEK need to give itself an applause, an appreciation, 30 years down the line, without missing a year. it is not easy. So we support you and we continue working together. Thank you very much. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much, Engineer Morris Ketch, and thank you for your partnership. Let us continue together. I would like to invite a representative from NUPEA for just 1 minute. I want to squeeze you on the program in recognition of your time. Mr. Bassett Boyuka, karibu sana.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'll not ride on a catch protocols. I'll just say all protocols observed. I know the President is here, the PS is here, and others. It gives me pleasure this morning to represent the CEO of NUPEA, Nuclear Power and Energy Agency. And I think Engineer Rosemary, who was here before, said Kenya Power is 100 and something centurions. I think we are at the other end of that scale because this is our 13th year. So, and they were actually our umbilical cord was with Kenya Power, and then we've gone solo, and now we are growing. And Kenya Power, watch out, we're coming. So eventually we'll be a giant like there, and I think we're delighted. I think NUPEA previously was Kenya Nuclear Electricity Board, and I think we've engaged a lot with the IEK, with the EBK, and also with ASEC, which Engineer Mbulu has spoken very eloquently about, and we look forward to doing so in the future. Engineers are a centerpiece. I know I've been given half a minute. We know how to use minutes, so. Engineers are a centerpiece of what we do, because we are looking to set up a nuclear power program in this country. And when people think of nuclear, what do you think of? Allah. We want to use it for power generation, and it's got many uses at the moment in the country, because we use it in various sectors: industry, medicine, health, agriculture, and we want to use it for power generation. And critical as well, we are looking to have a research reactor much sooner, by 2027, 2028, thereabouts. And this will be used for medical isotopes. It will also be used for research, and so it will help a lot in what this country needs to do. For all that, we need engineers on board. Okay? And also for the nuclear power program due in 2034, we'll need a lot of engineers to be part of that undertaking, among many other professionals, because it's a vast and tremendous undertaking. But we are happy to be here. We are happy to be one of the sponsors. We are a sponsor, by the way. Were you told? Yes, so we're delighted, and we look forward to working with IEK now and into the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for those remarks, and we also appreciate the sponsorship and the journey that we have walked together with NUPEA, represented by none other than our president. Our president is from NUPEA, and we do take him. We really appreciate that NUPEA has given us a wonderful president who has been leading us all this time. Two presidents. Oh yes, Engineer Collins Juma. Thank you indeed. So you can see NUPEA is really catching up very well. Now let me just. I want to take this opportunity because I've seen you sitting next to Engineer Mbogwa. Engineer James Mwangi. So let me just mention that Engineer James Mwangi actually is representing the chair of the KEPSA, where Engineer Mr. Jazz Bedi, and he has sent us his regards. We have received them very well, and we really appreciate. Engineer James Mwangi, of course, is a director at KEPSA, and we are really going to have a lot of engineers also representing us at KEPSA. So thank you very much, engineer, for enabling us to be part of KEPSA. Private sector has really supported IEK, and they're going to come in a big way in the 30th IEK convention. We really appreciate that. I can tell you, you can see what is coming up in the 30th IEK convention. You don't want to miss it. If you have not registered, please, this is the time to register, and please do it fast, because the slots are moving very, very fast. Engineer Shama, I think you can confirm. I don't know whether we still have any slots left, but yeah, you need to move. At this juncture, it is my real privilege and pleasure to now move on to our next presenter, the chairman of Engineers Board of Kenya, Engineer Rastas Mongera. Tafadhali, we want to hear your wisdom, we want to listen to you. We welcome you. Karibu sana.
Thank you, our very able MC, and already commented there that you have really fitted in this role of marketing and branding. Our chief guest, our cabinet secretary, ably represented by our PS, Engineer Joseph Mbogua, the president of IEK, who is our chief host today, the chairman of ASEC, the vice president of FINDIC, CEOs present. We have Engineer Morris Akech, and we have Engineer Rosemary Oduo representing CEO Kenya Power. The president of the Association of Architects of Kenya, Architect Nyore, council members of IEK present, committee members of the Convention Organizing Committee, board members of IBK. I take cognizance of Engineer Johnson Matu, who chairs the Registration, Capacity Building and the Compliance Committee of the board. Very, very important committee because you need to pass through exams to transit from one class to another. It's a transition from graduate to profession, from professional to consulting, from consulting to accredited checkers, from accredited checkers to a consulting firm, to a foreign engineer. All those fall under science. So thank you, Johnson, for good work you are doing. And our able stakeholders who have not mentioned, including NPR, members of the fourth estate, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. God is good and all the time, and that is his nature. Sometimes those who know him and are happy because of the gift of salvation find it very difficult to keep away from giving testimony, because he tells us in Matthew 5:23 not to light a lamp and put it under the table, but put it on the stool so that it can light the whole room, and it will be the salt of the world. You can only do that if you believe in what you are doing, and giving testimony is part of that. Thank you, Engineer Oduo, for reminding us of DNA. In fact, you have reminded me, young people might not recollect on this. During the good old Kanu days, when a very powerful MP used to say, I'm Kanu Ndamu. If you cut my blood, and they take it to the laboratory, the results will be Kanu. So we are very happy also in this area of professionalism to find some of us being IEK in Ndamu, and we are very grateful for what you are doing for that. Our chief guest allowed me to maybe complete what Engineer Wambura has started on recognition of our very able engineers who have learned or are leading the international arena. Of course, we have Engineer Mwangi, and the Vice President of FINIC. Engineer Matalanga is not with us here today, but he is the treasurer of the World Council of Civil Engineers. And they will be partnering with us in the convention this year. They are coming. In fact, we are so honored because they have their annual general meeting in Mombasa while we are having this convention. He is also an executive member of the World Federation of Engineering Organizations, and he was elected last October. Our chief guest, Kenya got the highest number of votes. And for that reason, Engineer Matalanga will serve for 4 years, while others will serve for 2, because of getting the highest number of years. And again, our chief guest, we cannot fail to appreciate you and thank you, because last year, even as you are settling in the office, you sent us to Paris to go and participate in lobbying for IBK to be affiliate member of the World Federation of Engineering Organization, and we were there with the president and the registrar and Professor Abuada. And because of getting that seat, Kenya has 2 votes when it comes to voting. So it was some great honor. If you said, no, let me settle down first, we would have missed that chance. So thank you for believing in us. Thank you for believing in the story we told you and allowing us to go and do that. We also have with us here, our president is an executive board member of the Federation of African Engineering Organizations. He is not in the room, but Engineer Collins Njuma, former president, is the president of the East Africa Engineering Federation of East Africa Engineering Organizations. So it's also a feather we carry in the arena. And those who have served before, we have Engineer Ada Ogwayo, who was the first president of the Federation of Engineering Organizations of Africa. And then Engineer Julius Riongo, who again later became the president. So our chief guest, you can see Kenya is quite prominent in the global arena, and we hope as time goes on, we shall bring home the headship of these institutions, FINDIC and WFEO, World Council of Civil Engineers. We shall have all these presidents, and one time we could have 5 of them at the same time. That is our prayer, and we believe in God to answer the prayer. Having said that, and by the way, I went through the whole protocol because of what I do. You have heard I chair the committee on the convention, and we are about to deliver the convention next week. I didn't want a revote in the boardroom when we have the next meeting, and they pass a vote of no confidence because I did not recognize them. So allow me for that. And this reminds me, when we were growing up, we didn't have tapped water like you people have today. We used to go and fetch water 10, 20 kilometers from a protected spring. Because the public health then was insisting we draw water from those springs. And then you go with that foundation on God, you know there's no years, nothing to, you're just holding it on the side. You walk 10 kilometers, when you come to the homestead, and you know gates were made with those timber planks. When you want to put the guan down and open the gate, I don't know what used to happen. The legs shake, you lose balance, and then guan goes down, it breaks, and then your mom comes out. Now she doesn't see the work you have done. She sees the value of the guan, and then you start receiving the beating. So you can understand with that background, you excuse me, that I'm to go through the protocol. It is with great honor and pleasure to join you this morning for the 30th IEK International Convention Media Launch. The convention is a major activity in the engineering calendar that brings together various stakeholders in engineering education, training, and practice. Engineers Board of Kenya is delighted to be partnering with IEK for this year's annual convention. This year's theme, Engineering a New World, resonates deeply with our intent, committed to supporting and processing international agreements focused on engineering mobility, ultimately contributing to the development of engineering on the global arena. We note with appreciation the process made since last year's convention. Through our partnership, we have jointly worked together to implement last year's resolutions, among them being the nurturing and mentoring young engineers and women engineers by providing platform for their professional development and working opportunities. As IEK, we are actively involved in supporting and promoting the professional growth and development of engineers in the country, having the understanding that a thriving engineering profession is crucial for the progress of Kenya through the implementation of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda better. We are also delighted to see that this year's convention weaves in with Kenya's progressive intent on the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The board has made tremendous progress since the last convention. This includes over 30 engineering programs that we have accredited in various universities. Over 400 professional engineers have been registered. This is much improvement from the 350 last year. The board has launched engineering project registration photo and visited various sites to enhance compliance and draft a strategic plan aligned with the government and development agenda. I therefore wish to express our appreciation to the Ministry for continued support and guidance IEK has received. We look forward to actively participate in the discussions on the innovation and collaboration towards sustainable and affordable housing, improved infrastructure, transportation systems, and access to the finance for engineering projects among their high-level conventions that will be taking place. We extend our warm invitation to all our members and colleagues to attend this convention. It's not just about staying professionally relevant, it's about networking and engaging in the discussion that will help us seize the opportunities presented by the changing landscape. Let's meet up, network, and explore how engineers can make full advantage of these opportunities to elevate our profession to the greater heights. I am therefore delighted to invite you all to the 30th IEK International Convention that will provide a platform for dialogue on the crucial role of engineers in the transforming economies. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you and ask you to join me now in inviting the President of the Institution of Engineers of Kenya, Engineer Eric Ohaga, to speak and invite our Chief Guest. Karibu.
Thank you, Chairman IEK. Our Chief Guest, Engineer Joseph Mbugua, who is the PS in charge of roads. the President of IEK, Architect Florence Nyole, EBK Chair, Engineer Restas Mongera, of course the CEO and Registrar of EBK, Engineer Margaret Ogai, the council members of IEK present here today, and I also don't want to risk a vote of no confidence in my council. Normally it's a tradition that I do appreciate my council, and I just want to take 1 minute for them to stand up so that you can know the people who are running this council. Thank you so much. The first VP is here, Engineer Grace. The second VP, Engineer Christine. You can see how I'm surrounded with very powerful ladies. Engineer Kahoro Ashira, membership, Engineer Paulo Chola, membership, and Engineer Lilian Kilatia, the future leaders. Thank you, cover yourself, please. I also want to appreciate the chair of ASEC, Engineer Patrick Wambulwa, board members of EBK present here, Engineer Matu, members of the Fourth Estate, the various DGs present here. Of course, I can see Engineer Ketch here. And also, I also don't want to lose my job when I go back to New Pair. Bassett Buyuka representing the CEO, so please feel appreciated when you go back. Tell him you are really appreciated. I greet you all. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me take this opportunity to commend all of us, first of all, for accepting this invitation to congregate here today as we have this media launch in planning for our next week event. IEK, of course, in collaboration with EBK, is organizing the 30th IEK Annual International Convention, and the theme is Engineering a New World. And this will be held between the 14th and the 17th November 2023 at Pride Inn in Shanzu, Mombasa. This year is very unique because we are going to have the 6th Women Engineers Summit, and this is themed Beyond Excellence, the future of women in engineering. And I think looking at that program is one summit that we will not want to miss, and I want to encourage all of us, including men, to be able to attend that particular summit. We're also happy that we are going to have our second Future Leaders Summit, and the theme of this Future Leaders Summit is fostering positive impact, and this is for sustainability of our people. This, again, will be held on the same day, running parallel with the women. So therefore, this year's convention is expected to draw attendees from across the globe. Members, I want to assure you that I'm bringing the world to Kenya. Over 21 countries have already confirmed participation. And therefore, I'm looking forward to hosting all of us. And this is going to be led by the President of the World Federation of Engineering Organization, Engineer Mustafa Shehu. Also the President of the Federation of African Engineering Organization, Engineer Papas Kazawadi. And of course the President of the World Council of Civil Engineers. So members, we are really looking forward to this convention, because it's going to give us a unique opportunity for engineers, architects, QSs, Kenyan, the Wanjiku, the suppliers. Everybody has a place in this convention. The policymakers, institutions from public and private sectors, and all key stakeholders, basically to discuss critical matters that affect these countries. Engineers and technical guys are going to give the framework within which every sector operates, and this is basically locally and globally. The government of Kenya is currently engaged in the implementation of the BETA. You're also aware that we are implementing the 4th medium term, which is 23-27, and with a focus on the 4 pillars of the agricultural transformation: inclusive growth, transforming micro and small medium enterprises, housing, delivering the affordable housing and settlement, of course healthcare and digital superhighway. It is imperative that engineers and engineering technologists and technicians to speak in one voice as we engage government to achieve these goals. Chief guest, please allow me to highlight one area within the government agenda that is of particular interest to the engineers attending this convention. The government plan, of course, to develop at least 200 affordable housing units in each of the 290 constituencies in Kenya cannot just be left to the public sector. And it's incumbent that we, as engineers and architects, QSs, planners, surveyors, take up this gauntlet that has been laid. And we work together to provide the skills and the services that are needed by the government for us to be delivered on this particular agenda. We also look to the State Department of Roads to continue playing its critical role as a development enabler within this country. Chief guest, it goes without saying that any development towards a better agenda will require universal accessibility across the country. One thing that IEK prides itself in its development and mentorship. And to this end, this year IEK convention has they adopt a graduate program. This aims to collect resources specifically for sponsoring young students, young graduate engineers to be able to showcase in this particular convention. And I want to continue to appeal to members who are present here, especially from the corporate world, to assist us achieve and deliver on this particular mandate. Because these people are the future leaders and we want them to start leading today. Chief guest, it's our great honor as IEK to host this year's International Engineering Convention at Paidin. And we'll be happy to host you. Of course, we know when we request for the chief guest, where we are looking forward to having His Excellency, you are going to ensure that that happens the way it did happen in Naivasha. And we are happy that that will be delivered. To our IEK 30th Annual International Convention partners and stakeholders, I want to assure you that you have made the right decision to work and participate with us in this great convention. The convention will present a valuable opportunity for yourselves to interact with the influencers, decision makers, researchers, innovators, policy makers, and the much needed uniform platform to share knowledge, to create the much needed opportunities to advance the engineering services. And it's not just about paper presentation and listening to panel discussion. It's also a time for you to have some time off this busy schedule. We've been working for the last 12 months, and therefore we are offering you opportunity to interact, and more importantly, to enjoy the green and the clean beaches of Mombasa. So you can't afford to miss this as we have this discussion. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, let us please rise up as you join me in welcoming our chief guest, Engineer Joseph Mbogwa, who is our Principal Secretary in charge of roads, to give his keynote address. Welcome, Bwana PS.
Thank you very much, President. You may be seated. Leading from what our elder, Engineer Mwongera, did, I can assure you that whenever you go to preach in a place, you have to talk about those who have accompanied you. Yeah. Is it not so? Yeah. The first one is to bring the greetings of our Cabinet Secretary, whom I'm representing this morning. We have had a very long and tough weekend in the coast, and we are winding up the activities today. I had to fly in the evening with the last plane so that I can be here because I was threatened by two tough ladies and the power of women. I'm supposed to be also in Parliament answering questions on the budget, but the two ladies, Engineer Ogai and Engineer Kawondo, also gave me huge threats that made me now reschedule my presentation to a later hour so that I can attend this auspicious launch. But I'm grateful for the push that they gave. That is the power of women. I'm sure in this room I have those affiliated with my State Department. Can they be upstanding? all those affiliated. Our chairman, IEK, is forgetting that. Oh, he's sweeping the ship. So I'm very grateful. Those are that's members of my family, and you may be seated. So when I'm talking, I have the power that allows me to do so. So like I've said, receive the greetings of my cabinet secretary, who would have been here this morning also as a guest. We had huge engagement. I didn't know whether he slept in Mombasa or was in Nairobi, but he told me, go ahead of me and do what is necessary. So I have his approval. The president of this IEK, who is also my president, people ignore membership. But to be where I am, I had the recommendation of IEK. Because when you are told to give your affiliation, if they don't approve me, if they said I have not been giving my annual subscription, that would have been the end of me. So I thank you most sincerely for what you did. Our president, whenever he goes out, thanks people for what they did for him. So even me, when I'm standing here, I also want to thank the IEK and IEK for doing what they did in October and November. So thank you so much. The president of IEK, Eric Ohega, IEK chair, Engineer Mwongera, IEK registrar, Engineer Ogai, ASEC Council chair, Patrick Wambura. We have also in our midst the various members of other boards, the chair and council members of ASEC, President AAK, CEO from state corporations who are with us this morning, the FIDIC vice chairperson, Engineer Mwangi. You know, when you look, I was looking at who has many badges in this. And I think our president is also threatened by the number of badges we will sit. IEK council members, IEK partners and stakeholders, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished guests present this morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be part of this occasion as the institution launches the 30th IEK International Convention that is scheduled to be held at the coastal city of Mombasa from 14th to 17th November 2023. This is an event that will bring local and international voices together and to chart a way forward as we engineer a new world in the era of rapidly changing operating environment. Engineering involves the art and science of harnessing the resources of nature for the benefit of society, and as such, no point can delink engineering from any aspect of everyday living. Indeed, it is through engineering that the world has been transformed by innovations in energy supply, industrialization, development of critical infrastructure. Engineering professionals, therefore, play an integral role in shaping our interaction with the world. The decisions that engineers make on a day-to-day basis have a range of environmental, social, and economic impact. The construction of buildings, for example, consumes natural resources outside of the boundaries of what happens on site, including the energy, water, raw materials that go into the manufacturing of the construction materials. It is therefore imperative that engineers and related professionals continuously engage and caucus through the scientific congresses such as the upcoming convention to exchange ideas and knowledge towards sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, the technological changes in the engineering landscape and the accelerated adoption to artificial intelligence technology by different sectors in one area that, is one area that we cannot fail to take note of as a country. Technological advancement has changed the way humans communicate, interact, and work. Kenya needs to adapt this rapid technological advancement to find solutions to some of the presenting issues the country faces, including food security, affordable housing, inadequate health care system, and advanced effect of climate change. This year's convention themed Engineering a New World, therefore, provides a platform for dialogue on the ever-changing and emerging aspect of engineering, with a focus on leveraging on technology to accelerate the transformation of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, the convention will also provide an opportunity for a discourse on the place and opportunities for Kenyan professionals in the region, the continent, and the world. Kenya subscribes to various global intercontinental development commitments such as SDGs, African Agenda 2063, East African Community, EAC, Protocols COP26, Agreement, and African Continental Free Trade Agreement, ACFTA. Engineers are at the center of designing and implementing these development goals, which in our country have been crystallized with the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the better. With the hosting of the 18th World Council for Civil Engineering General Assembly during the convention, the profile of Kenya engineer will certainly be elevated. In conclusion, the State Department will continue to work together with key sector players to ensure that we collectively put in place measures that will help mitigate the emerging issues in the engineering sector. I wish to assure you all that the government through the ministry is committed to supporting the implementation of the proposed strategies that will come out as a resolution from this convention, and that we will ensure all engineers and other professionals are globally competitive. I thank the IEK President, Council members, and all stakeholders for the effort being made towards making this convention a success. I urge all sector players to support and attend the 30th IEK International Convention, follow through the discussions, and be part of change that we want to see in Kenya. It is now my humble pleasure and duty to launch the 30th IEK media campaign, officially launched. Lastly, I hope to see you all in Mombasa. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Can we have the launch video, please, playing? I am told that it will play in a little while. I'm sorry about that. So we will be seated. Yeah, thank you so much. But I have it here. I don't know why it is not playing. So I think I'm taken a bit by surprise by that. But nonetheless, I think we can now move on to our program. We have now the photo session to be led by the PS and the president, the EBK board members, the chairman, and the CEO. Please be upstanding so that we can take the photo session. Pardon?
again.
Okay, so our cameras, please. As we are taking the photo. So next, I'll ask our chair, media and publicity, please join. And as we are taking this, please, IEK council members, please be ready so that we join. So IEK council members, tafadhali. IEK council members present, and also the presidents present, president of ASEC, IQSK, IEK, tafadhali join. I think we need to add maybe 1 or 2 seats. I don't know if you're able to get the full frame, or if we need to have a few people sit down. Yeah.
Those over 60 to sit. Get me a seat. Okay. Over 60 should sit. Even fitting.
One more seat there.
60 and above. Okay, sir.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Chola this way, tafadhali. Okay. Then after that, let's have the C. So let's have the CEOs, the various CEOs who are here. And also, I know we have the ASEC council members who are present as well. Please join. So cameraman, you'll tell me if the frame, everyone is on the frame. Let's have someone start on that side. Okay, so lastly, Chief Guest, you'll indulge me. We also want to show engineers have a bit of fun and energy. So we'll do something nice and say, welcome to the convention. Yes, so I don't know if you want me to count you in, or the excitement is there. Okay. I can count you in. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the convention.
Perfect. So thank you very much. As we continue the program, all our partners, just a reminder that we'll also be taking videos for the media. So please do make sure you hang around. And I'll hand over back to our MC.
I think the video is being played now. State Department of Roads, you're being invited to come and take a photo with the chief guest. All members of State Department of Roads, and I saw you are a very big family. I want to insert myself there.
So are we having Kena here as well? Kura, present? IEK? And NTSA, I know NTSA is present, I hope they're here. Perfect. Perfect. And we also welcome to the convention 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the convention. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, so chief guest, I'm told the video is now ready, the one that you launched. So let us have it playing. One, countdown, 3, 2, and 1.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and Partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better, with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn, and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
You can't afford to miss it. In conclusion, you can't afford to miss it. So I think, allow me, chief guest, as you, we had to really make sure that you spoke to all the delegates and everyone else. So allow me now to take on my substantive role to appreciate the sponsors, some of the sponsors who we had not acknowledged, so that they can be part of this particular event. So I want to just make my presentation, which was supposed to be for appreciating our sponsors. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, chief guest, distinguished guests, our media partners who are here, and I want to recognize all of them who are here. We have KBC, thank you very much. We have Citizen TV, we have Citizen, we have KTN, we have got K24, we have Capital, we have Standard, and we have also the Star. Thank you very much for being our partners in this particular media launch. We continue to appreciate you, and we do pray and request you also to cover our event that is coming up next week, or from 14th to 17th of November. Please be there, and we shall journey together in engineering a new world. So I'm honored to stand before you today as a colleague and Vice President of the Institution of Engineers of Kenya. It is such a privilege to address such a diverse, dynamic group of individuals. And I want to, on behalf of IEK, to express my heartfelt appreciation to our sponsors, who are going to be appreciated in detail by our second VP, our training partners, our facilitators from the construction space, our energy sectors, among the many others that you have heard this morning. Today we find ourselves at a crucial juncture in history where the interplay of the budget cuts, market changes, fluctuation of currency, economic challenges are really something that we have to think about and require innovative solutions to ensure excellence in the industry in our country, Kenya, and beyond. So I, and I'm of the firm belief that this convention is key in bringing the great minds together in the industry, and it would not have happened without your support. So I want to appreciate our sponsors who have been taking delegates to the convention, taking up booths, and those who have been sending contributions to the convention magazine and Engineering in Kenya magazine through advertising and publishing articles, and so much more. Thank you so much for your partnership. We really appreciate that. And I wish to express IEK's sincere gratitude for your support and my personal appreciation of your partnership, friendships, and networks built over the years. So I want to just mention, in special mention, to the following. Kenha, who are, the board is there, you can see it right there at the back. We have got NCA, who are also with us here. The CEO is well represented. We have got Kara, through the Director General, Engineer Philemon Kandie. I want to believe that he sent a representative. We want to present, of course, we already acknowledged the Kenya Power Lighting, who are our premier sponsor. We have got the Engineers Board of Kenya, who are our partners all through the journeys from the beginning to the end, and we shall forever be tied with EBK. Thank you so much, our partners. We want to, I think I did mention at the beginning, but I want to appreciate in a very special way because the parent of all these engineers here is our father, the Ministry of Roads and Transport. That was a very special appreciation. I think I want to mention, to highlight the Ministry of Roads and Transport. I also want to mention other ministries who host a lot of engineers, the Ministry of Lands, Public House, Public Works and Housing and Urban Development, the Ministry of Water, Irrigation and Sanitation, the Ministry of Water and Petroleum, Ministry of, and many other government ministries who partner with us over the years. So I just wanted to run quickly through the others. We have got REREC, we have got GDC, we have got KURA, we have got mentioned NCA, we have NUPEA, we have KETRACO, we have KenGen, and we have Kenya Pipeline Company. I couldn't mention all of them, but they know themselves, and their banners are here. We can see the logos on the screen. So I think we really want to appreciate you, and please, we're looking forward to networking and enjoying next week in the convention. So I think that is what I really wanted to mention, as I want to, perhaps if there's any question from the media, we can take it now. Do you have any questions from the media? Okay. So I'm advised that we are going to set up now for a media with the citizen. They want to engage our PS, our chief guest. So I think I'll allow you to just have that particular engagement with the media. Our CEO will guide on that particular process. I don't know whether they're going to do it here or elsewhere, but please, if citizens are in the room, kindly come and advise. Citizen, you want to do it here? Okay. So I'm told it will be done outside, just a moment.
Thank you very much. Mine is a very simple task. Oh, Grace.
Let me introduce you.
I will introduce myself.
Okay, she'll introduce herself.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. My name is Engineer Christine Adongo Ogut. I am the second Vice President of the Institution of Engineers of Kenya. I also fall under the State Department of Transport. As an Acting Director of Motor Vehicle Inspection at the National Transport and Safety Authority. PS State Department of Roads, Engineer Joseph Mungai, our Chief Guest. IEK President, Engineer Eric Ohaga. The EBK Chair, Engineer Erastus Mwongera, who is also the Chair of the Convention Committee. The EBK Registrar, Engineer Margaret Ogai. EBK Board Members, IEK Council Members present, eminent engineers present, ASEC Chairman Engineer Patrick Wambulwa, CEOs present from NCA, NUPEA, and a representative of Kenya Power and Lightning Company, the IEK 30th Annual Convention partners and stakeholders, distinguished guests, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. It is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. It cannot be forgotten. It must be felt by the heart. I want to thank the Almighty God for bringing us this far to the 30th IEK Convention Media Lunch. It is an absolute honor and privilege to stand before you today as the second Vice President of the Institution of Engineers of Kenya to deliver a vote of thanks on this remarkable occasion, the media launch of the 30th IEK Convention. This event marks a significant milestone in the history of our esteemed institution. I would like to begin by thanking our chief guest, Engineer Joseph Mbugwa, for gracing our event. I would also like to express our heartful gratitude to each and every one of you who have taken time to be here today, both in person and virtually. Your presence and participation means the world to us, and it is a testament to your unwavering commitment to the field of engineering. The 30th IEK Convention, with the theme Engineering a New World, embodies the essence of engineers' role in shaping our society and our world and our economy, as was stated by our President. It is a theme that resonates deeply with the challenges and opportunities we face as engineers in the 21st century. We are poised to explore and provide sustainable solutions to a myriad of challenges facing our society, and this convention serves as a platform for us to share invaluable knowledge, insights, and innovations. On behalf of the Women Engineers Committee Chair and the Future Leaders Committee Chair, who are both young women engineers, I would like to thank our sponsors for their unwavering support. The future, as I say, is female and belongs to the young. I would like to extend, so if we don't ensure that our young engineering population, our young engineers transit from being just graduate engineers to professional engineers, then our future is at stake. And PS, this is a special request from the engineers. At the leadership, the highest leadership, we would want to have some engineers outside, some engineers from both IEK, ASEC, to actually form a small, committee that will give technical advice to His Excellency. This is what we are looking forward to in terms of transforming the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Please, let us have that space so that we can bring on board new ideas and innovation. I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our partners, particularly the Engineers Board of Kenya, who have been instrumental in making this event possible. Your collaboration has been invaluable, and together we are creating a space for engineers to converge and discuss the latest developments in our field, thus ensuring that we stay at the forefront of the innovation. I would also like to recognize the dedication and hard work of the Convention Committee for their tireless efforts in putting together this convention. Your commitment to excellence is evident in the comprehensive program and array of sub-themes that have been carefully curated for the benefit of our attendees. I would be remiss if I did not express our profound gratitude to our sponsors, who already the first Vice President has acknowledged. We have Kenya Power and Lighting Company, Kenya Pipeline Company, REREC, Kenya Urban Roads Authority, Kenya Rural Roads Authority, Kenya National Highways Authority, Geothermal Development Company, APEC Consortium Limited, Ground Force Kenya Limited, H. Young and Company East Africa Limited, NIDEC Industrial Automation Southern African Limited, Victoria Engineering Company Limited, Mayan Homes, Soliton Telemec, Bamburi Cement, Ketraco, Tatu City. And all our exhibitors, we have Davis and Shetcliffe Limited, Peakpoint Consulting Limited, Maramoja Commercial Agencies Limited, National Housing Corporation, Northlands Power Corporation, Young Entrepreneurs Aiming Higher Limited, Builders Duka Limited, Mega Pipes, QFin Soft, the Kenya Bureau of Standards, Visca Industrial Capacity Limited, ICA Insurance Company Limited. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling months in advance. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a very motivated team and dedicated team of engineers and partners. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement today they have shown and the willingness to take on tasks beyond their comfort zones. In closing, let me express our anticipation of a highly successful convention that will not only enrich our knowledge, but also strengthen our bonds as a community of engineers dedicating to shaping a better Kenya, a better world. If time is money, then today you have spent millions. Thank you. She was assuring me that the millions have come in. Thank you. Thank you once again to everyone present, and I look forward to an inspiring and productive convention. Together, we are engineering a new world. Together, we are engineering a new Kenya. Thank you. Asanteni. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. I just want to quickly acknowledge the architect, Sylvester Muli, who is the chairman of the Board of Registration and Architects and Quantity Surveyors. We work together in the industry. So once again, we want to be we really appreciate the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport, Murkomen, for allowing the PS to come and host this particular event. We really don't take it for granted. We are so appreciative. And Bwana PS, please, on behalf of all the fraternity here, the media, and everyone here, please send our very sincere appreciation. And we look forward, as the chairman IBK has said, to next week, to the convention next week. And with that, I'm told I need to release the PS for the media interview with the Citizen TV. So I think let us allow him to make way so that he can proceed. Thank you very much. Let us be upstanding, please. Let us be upstanding as he leaves the room and appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Bwana CEO, kindly.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there. Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and Partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there.
Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, in partnership with Engineers Board of Kenya and Partners, presents yet another packed event, the 30th IEK International Convention. It's bigger and better with over 4,000 delegates expected. From the 14th to the 17th November 2023 at Pride in Paradise Resort, Mombasa. Register, attend, learn and network.
See you there.
Let us be there and have a good convention.
See you there.
You can't afford to miss this.
See you there.
See you in Mombasa.